Right, thank you for joining us. Lots to look forward to. Big week coming up. Big start to the season. Lots been happening with the women's rapids. Maybe let's just touch base with yourself. How are you? How's the team? What have you been up to recently?
I'm really good, thank you. How are you?
Very good, thank you.
I've had a busy few weeks. Lots and lots of cricket, as you can probably imagine. I've been going all right. Bit up and down,
Yep.
but it's to be expected.
For sure.
Can't score runs every day.
True.
Have to keep reminding myself. But no, I'm in a good spot.
Good. Personally, Northants, you're playing them in a doubleheader with Derbyshire on Sunday. Big one here to look forward to. You played in the reverse fixture back up at Northants. Didn't quite go your way that day.
No,
are you looking to right some wrongs this weekend? Looking to put a few things right?
Definitely, I'm definitely looking to stay at the crease a little bit longer than I did last game, which won't be hard. But no, I'm looking forward to the challenge. They're a decent side, and we've lost twice to them now this year. Once in a T20, once in a 50 over. So we're really looking to show them what we actually are about, because I don't think we've played our best in our big games. So.
For sure, and it's quite a unique thing playing a doubleheader, playing 2 games in one day. It provides different challenges. Is this something you've done before, or something you're looking forward to seeing how that goes?
I've played a couple of doubleheaders, but always against the same team. So it'll be my first one where I've got 2 different teams to play against, which going to give a good challenge, but always means that if you don't quite go so well in the first game, you can straight away make it better. So. And
playing at New Road, playing on the first team pitch, big opportunity, playing at a place with a massive history, big venue with the girls as well. How much does that excite you as a young player?
Oh, it's so special. I've been coming down here since I was maybe 4 or 5. So playing here, when we played here the other day, it was pretty surreal. So to get to do it again so soon is it's pretty special.
And we can see the nets up behind us. Girls have been training and stuff. You're heading in a minute. What sort of things are you going to be doing to prepare for Sunday's game?
So we've done some analysis on their bowling, so I'll look to replicate as much as I can what I'm going to be facing, and just bat and ball, feel good, get some balls down, help the girls out by me bowling at them as well. Just everyone helping each other out, making sure we're in the best place possible. And
one of the younger sort of teammates within the squad, how has it been sort of making that transition, into a senior squad, into that professional environment? And how is the group? How is the vibe? How is the mood amongst camp? After a bit of a break, after your last sort of game, how is all that coming together ahead of Sunday?
So I've played in the squad for the last year and a half, so I know lots of them already, and we've obviously got some new faces in, which has been it's been interesting to have to get to know people straight away. So I mean, I'd never batted with Ruby before, and we got stuck out with each other at Headingley, so it was it's pretty cool to have experiences like that. But camp's good. We've had a bit of change in the past couple of weeks, but we're looking forward to going forward with it and just getting stuck in now. We had a couple inter-squad T20 games, so we've not played any cricket. We've still been stuck at it, and girls are excited to go again.
This is Mike the Plasterer. He needs a trusted supplier for his materials and tools. Mike needs Profile Store. With an easy-to-use website, you can check stock online, order it, and collect it within the hour. Profile Store offer free delivery over £125 and fast overnight shipping. With over 2,000 products in stock, they're sure to have what you need. So get yourself down to the trade counter in Kidderminster today. Get the job done with profilestore.co.uk.
Right, thank you for joining us. Lots to look forward to. Big week coming up. Big start to the season. Lots been happening with the women's rapids. Maybe let's just touch base with yourself. How are you? How's the team? What have you been up to recently?
I'm really good, thank you. How are you?
Very good, thank you.
I've had a busy few weeks. Lots and lots of cricket, as you can probably imagine. I've been going all right. Bit up and down, but it's to be expected.
For sure.
Can't score runs every day.
True.
Have to keep reminding myself. But no, I'm in a good spot.
Good. Personally, Northants, you're playing them in a doubleheader with Derbyshire on Sunday. Big one here to look forward to. You played in the reverse fixture back up at Northants. Didn't quite go your way that day.
No,
are you looking to right some wrongs this weekend? Looking to put a few things right?
Definitely, I'm definitely looking to stay at the crease a little bit longer than I did last game, which won't be hard. But no, I'm looking forward to the challenge. They're a decent side, and we've lost twice to them now this year. Once in a T20, once in a 50 over. So we're really looking to show them what we actually are about, because I don't think we've played our best in our big games. So.
For sure, and it's quite a unique thing playing a doubleheader, playing 2 games in one day. It provides different challenges. Is this something you've done before, or something you're looking forward to
and welcome to Visit Worcestershire New Road as part of the Worcestershire County Cricket Club live feed. You're about to witness a whole load of firsts. Worcester Rapids women's side will take the field at New Road. They'll play their first game of the T20 Blast League 2 North Group this season. And they'll play the first of a double header today. So it's Derbyshire Falcons first up and Northants Steelbacks a little bit later on today. I'll introduce myself. My name's Jim Dale. Alongside me, Claire Jenkins, former Derbyshire and Somerset player and broadcaster. Claire, good morning. How are you?
Morning, Jim. Lovely to meet you. Great to be here. Because I've been here with Central Sparks, so it's not a ground that's new to me. And one or two of the players I know, but we're going to learn as we go.
Well, yes, that's very true. Of course, Worcestershire have had a pretty good run of things in white ball cricket in recent years under the stewardship of Chloe Hill. Sarah Boycott is now at the helm, and they're about to get their T20 Blast campaign underway. The only team in the group not to have played a fixture yet. Derbyshire Falcons were dispatched quite comprehensively by Yorkshire, and Northants have also been in action against Leicestershire. Now, we can see the Falcons players on their way out. We'll just get you the team news now. But
do you want me to do that?
Oh, go for it, Claire. Why not?
So I've got Worcestershire Rapids, Gwen Davis, who I know from her Central Sparks days. We've got R. Davis, P. Davis. We've got lots of Davises, haven't we?
Ruby and Poppy. It's always
Ruby
fun.
and Poppy. Yeah, it is. We've had Joneses and Smithies, particularly Joneses at Central Sparks. So yes, where did I get to? Gwen and Davis, the Davises. We've got Sophie Beach. We've got Goff, who's Liv Goff. We've got Phoebe Brett, and we've got Bert Whistle, Flora, Amy Wheeler on loan, and we've also got Claire Boycott, who I know from her Central Sparks days as well, and also Bryony Gilgrass. The other team are Tash Allen, Maria Andrews, Francesca Clark, Jess Kuza, Adriana Darlow, who's the captain, Rhiannon Nolan Davis, Caitlin MacDonald, Megan Pittman, Ella Porto, who's on loan, Gemma Rose is on loan, and Lara Shaw, who's also on loan. We've got this is new to us, all this loan thing, because previous seasons with the women's game there was one or two loans, but there is an awful lot going on here. Somebody like Stair Callis, for example, or Stair Miles Callis, she's playing for Yorkshire and Warwickshire, so we're seeing lots of chance for the players to get game time under their belts for this season, which is great, and it'll also be an opportunity for them to learn between the various tiers of the women's game this season.
Well, you're right, loan system is important. Worcestershire have been light on seam bowling, so Amy Wheeler comes in from the Blaze on loan. And Hannah Hardwick as well, back on loan from Bears, who made a name at this part of the world. And we're going to see Francesca Clark open the bowling for Derbyshire. Keeper stood up.
That's played forward, but straight back to the bowler, and there is no run.
So solid forward defensive. You don't see many of those in T20 cricket.
Yeah. Well, you're right. I mean, the women, some of them are very correct playing. If you see Abby Freeborn play for Warwickshire, that's very correct forwards. So right arm over the wicket, left-handed, and that's played down, and there is no run. Straight to the fielder and short mid-on. It's a beautiful scene here. Got sunshine. Got free entry if people want to come down. Got 2 games of cricket here, so please get yourself down here. She comes in again, and that's all underneath the batter, and I can't see through the umpire here because we're actually at square leg, which is an interesting view of a ground. Just disappeared behind the umpire there briefly, and there is no run still.
It makes LBW appeals rather interesting, but really good to see how deep they use the crease, the batters.
Well, yeah, that's also true. It's a good opportunity to do that. As that's, oh, she swipes at that, and that's gone to fine leg behind the dugout, and it's cut off, I think, on the rope there. Just the one then, one to the total. So Worcestershire off the mark. And it's given us wides as well. So I thought that was, she sort of dabbled at it, and I wasn't sure if she got a nibble on it or not, because we're. So sort of an odd angle here, so that's given us wides. 2 wide to the total. Worcestershire 2 without loss.
Well, it brings Claire Boycott on strike, new skipper. Of course, she captained a lot last season in Chloe Hill's absence as she was playing the franchise stuff.
Clark comes in again to Boycott, right-handed this time. Take a little waft at that. It goes straight through to the keeper, and there is no run.
Yeah, a bit of width offered, wasn't there, to slip it in place. So there's a little bit of movement out there. And Clark, of course, no express pace, but does extract movement from the surface and a little bit from the air. You'll see the white ball move a little bit early on here.
Clark up in again, straight through to the weak keeper again, and another wide. As Ben the Shoulders Peveril, signals that to the scorers. Somebody suggested on one occasion he might have left the coat hanger in his jacket. Yes.
I love that shoulders. It makes him sound a little bit like a gangster. I like it.
Yeah. And Murphy at square leg, as that's got worked into the leg side there. They're getting trotting through for a run, so another one to the total. Yeah. Oh, it was a leg by, so we still haven't got one off the bat yet. Score is 3 without loss here at Worcestershire. Visit Worcestershire.
New Road.
New Road.
Contractual obligations fulfilled.
Yeah, see?
That's bonus points from the club for that, Claire.
I'm hoping for. Yeah, that'd be good. Clark comes in to boycott this. Oh, no, Gwen Davis, left-handed. That's worked into the offside, but there is no run, straight to the fielder. That's the end of the over, so 1 over gone, and Worcestershire are 4 without loss.
Yeah, just reaching for that a little bit, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Gwen Davis, experienced player. But I think a relatively circumspect start from both sides here, but both sides dispatched at the first available opportunity in the T20 County Cup. Both sides getting a bit of a going over. Worcestershire started the season well though in the 50 over stuff. Cracking win up at Headingley and
that sent a shockwave across the women's game.
Well, it did, because Yorkshire are primed, aren't they? Really, and when you've got a Winfield Hill in the top order, England international cricketer, to win the first 2 in the way that they did.
Well, because Yorkshire, what we should explain is that they are the anomaly in this tiered 2, that they are fully paid professionals, whereas the other teams, including the ones that we're going to see today, are amateurs, not fully paid professional players.
I think we're going to see a bit of Maria Andrews here, who's a left arm spinner. That's put on a good length, and Boycott just pushes that back from where it came. It's quite common in Worcestershire, of course. Regularly use Phoebe Brett in the power play and open the bowling with her. So it's more of the same here for Derbyshire. Fuller this time, swept away, and first runs off the bat, out into the deep. And Jessica, of course, has completed the fielding. 99, number 99. There's got to be a superstition in that in some sort of way. There's a few 50s knocking around as well. Gwen Davis is wearing number 79. The squads aren't that deep, folks.
They pick their favourite number, I guess, for some of that stuff, don't they?
Well, why not? Why not? But well, the squads aren't that deep. The quality of cricket now, women's cricket, is absolutely fantastic. And it's great that we can bring you live coverage, full match coverage, as part of the...
And 2 games in a day? How
2
exciting
games
is
in
that?
a day. Well, we're going to earn our money, Claire. There's no two ways about it. Fortunately, we've got some backup, because Polly Starkey, who's going to come and join us, part of the commentary team here today, broadcaster, journalist, award-winning, no less.
See?
As Maria Andrews comes in again, full and worked into the leg side. But there's a fielder on the drive there, so they won't get anything for it. Short, clubbed away, out into the deep, well in front of square though, which indicates the pace of the pitch here. Just sat up that. Good connection, sounded good off the bat, but it will just be a single. But it does mean that Gwen Davis off the mark as well. The total moves to 6.
It's handy to have that left and right-handers at the top of the order as well, isn't it? Mess with the fielders.
Use the depth of the crease there, well Boycott. But again, it's fielding drills at the moment. Can't pierce the infield. And this has been a very neat and tidy start from Maria Andrews. You want to get out the over clean, though. 1 ball left of this second over. Again, full. And that's a really good start from the Falcons women's side.
I'm looking forward to when they field, because I like to see Gwen Davis throw herself around in the field. That's the thing that I remember when watching Gwen play previously.
Well, there's something about players that relish fielding.
Yeah.
And I was one. I thought, just keep me in the game. Give me something to do. Now these days, I mean, the standard excellence is standard, isn't it, in the field? The world where you see fast bowlers fielding in the slip, and it's not uncommon.
Mm-hmm.
Clark to continue then.
From the Diglis end, right arm over. Oh, it's in the air. Is there anybody underneath it? It is. It's a catch. That's caught up in the air for quite a while there. Caught quite
Natasha
easily.
Allen that's taken the grab.
Brilliant. So I'm going to have a little look at that again. Lofted into the air. Not really control where it was going, unfortunately. And what a relatively easy catch in the end there.
Well, it just shows what pressure can bring, isn't it? Early in the piece, but both batters struggling to find a bit of real estate to get ones, twos, maybe even a little bit more. But it's generally pace off, Claire, isn't it? That,
it is.
And trying to generate that power, and you felt that, well, as you can see, is that Gwen Davis just wanted to try and get a move on here, but it means that super talented young cricketer, Bryony Gilgrass, makes her way out to the crease. Open the batting in the 50-over stuff. Really super talented youngster. Currently plays a trade club-wise at Aswood Bank.
All right. I remember the Aswood Bank Massive used to come down here for Worcestershire when they were watching Boycott and co play under previous teams.
Do you know what? I wasn't expecting to hear the phrase Aswood Bank Massive.
Yeah, the Aswood Bank Massive.
I'm here for it, Claire.
Yeah,
Tell you that.
They used to sit in front of the old commentary position. And, yeah, it was very lively. So it's great. And produced a lot of players in this neck of the woods.
They have. Jess Beach as well, who's in this side. Claire Boycott, of course.
Yeah. Gilgrass, you got top scored 48 in that famous Yorkshire victory, which I think is going to go down in legend. I'd be certainly living on that the rest of my career. That's served again, straight forward, a nice little forward defensive, straight back to the bowler, and there is no run.
Well, you are from the West Midlands, Claire, but
Yes.
you played for Derbyshire, you played for Somerset. So, I mean, really, you have 3 different counties, really, that kind of feel like home for you. Is it true that everybody just loves beating Yorkshire? That's got to be a thing.
Well, yes. Right? I mean, we've had previous guys where they like to beat the Vipers in Hampshire, but that's straight through to the wicket-keeper and there is no run. But isn't there always, with any sporting league and division, there's always a team that you enjoy beating better than others. But, yeah, I think the victory in Yorkshire at Headingley will go down in women's cricket legend. And that's worked into the leg side. It's going to get an easy 4 there. Lovely boundary there from Gilgrass.
Waited for it, didn't she? Just played under the eye line. And it's a bit of a mixed bag here from Clark. It's been either absolutely on the money, but she's already bowled 3 wides. We're only an over and a half into her spell here, into her allotted 4. And that was just a little bit too straight.
I was going to say that. It's sort of difficult to concentrate with the bat when you're being served some wides, as that's not served wide, but straight to the bat of Gilgrass, who just knocks that down.
It's a good
getting
line
her eye
there,
in.
Wasn't it? Good line, just outside off stump, asking questions, and she'll want to sort the extras out.
She will. Clark comes in, right arm over. It's played up in the air, but over the, what do you think? Oh, just over the fielder at square leg there, and they're busy running in between, so it's good running there. 2 runs off that. The ball gets clipped up over.
Ella Porter there, who was underneath it. It's always difficult over your shoulder, Claire, isn't it? One of the hardest catches to take on the turn. Ball over your shoulder, white ball, and we've got plenty of cloud in the sky this morning. So not an easy chance, but she'll be disappointed when you get 2 hands to it.
Yeah. Clark comes in again. Gilgrass plays that again into the leg side, but backward of the square leg fielder this time. Somebody running around is going to cut that off. Again, they get through for 2. And the fielder sends that back to the bowler's end there. And that's the end of the over. So we've got 3 overs gone, and Worcestershire are 15 for 1, having lost Gwen Davis to a catch in the previous over.
Yep, good bit of fielding there. You see where Gilgrass's strengths are. I mean, she can play all round the wicket, but if you plant anything on her pads, Claire, she's wristy actually, hasn't she? That ability to just roll her wrists late, play the ball late, find space. And that shot that was aerial, I mean, it was a chance, it was uppish, but it was up there to hit. Just tried to flick it, didn't she?
It's a skill, isn't it, because you've got that last-minute chance to change of angle if you can be aware of where all the fielders aren't. Trying to play it into those gaps. Change of bowling.
Well, it's going to be the skipper. It's going to be the captain. He did have T20 success regionally last year under the guidance of John Dyson, head of cricket there. So in comes Darlow. Bit short to start with, cut away, and that's beating the infield. That's going to race away, and that's going to be 4. Lovely shot that from Boycott. Good balance, wasn't it? Head still, but just certainly a loosener from Adriana Darlow.
I think she
just
enjoyed
a bit
that.
Short.
Just sort of like it was a swipe, wasn't there? Like, I'm having that.
She's
going for 4.
Good cutter of a ball. Is Boyks. How can the captain respond? Push through, better length this time, and just worked into the leg side. So an easy single.
I played golf with Claire Boycott a couple of times
right.
in the Worcestershire Golf Day.
Okay, so what we saying then? Is, can you play? Can she play? What's going on here?
Yes,
two,
you can.
two
I can play, yes.
high-end cricketers, they're going to be competitive.
Yes.
Who got the better on the day then, Claire?
Well, we were in a team, so, you know,
okay.
Weem's a team, so we were playing.
Weem's a team.
Yeah.
Welcome to the West Midlands.
Yes.
Live from Visit Worcestershire New Road. Again, a little bit short this time. Gilgrass on the back foot, looking to beat the 2 on the offside. But not quite got enough of it.
Just a nibble, wasn't it?
It was just a nibble. But quickly into her work, Gilgrass. 8 from 6 deliveries. Just uses the full depth of her crease, and there's space out there. There's an easy one. They think about 2, but they think better of it. But busy at the wicket, isn't she, Bryony Gilgrass? Really talented cricketer. Got a really big 100, actually, against Warwickshire in the longer form stuff.
Okay.
And for the women's under 18, she got 200. So
got something about her.
At a strike rate of 180. So yeah, super talent. It's Boycott now on strike again. It's a profitable area, just square of the wicket on the leg side. Using the depth of the crease just to roll it behind square. Easy single again. So it's good cricket this. They found the boundary early in the over and just rotating the strike. Last ball then. What can the skipper do? Better length, and it's I think there might have been a bit of pad and a bit of glove in that. We'll find out.
I'm gonna get it's back.
It'll mean a single, but there was a bit of bat, maybe a bit of glove.
Yeah.
Enough to mean it was a scoring shot, albeit an unconvincing one. So 23 for 1 after 4 overs in Worcestershire's first game in this T20 Blast campaign. In a league context, of course. They had the T20 County Cup finals day last Monday, wasn't it?
Taunton, yeah.
And Birmingham Bears, well, rather uncharacteristically, a Birmingham Bears side got to a finals day, Claire. But they couldn't win it. I've got it in early. I know. What a cheeky monkey I am.
Oh, you're talking about the men's game now. The women have made the Charlotte Edwards Cup finals day.
They did indeed last Monday, but Lancashire ended up taking the trophy home.
No, I meant in the previous seasons.
Oh,
They've made a finals day because I was there.
Well, Andrews has switched ends here from the New Road end to the Diglis end, so see if she has any better luck from there.
Excellent. Left arm around. It's worked forward, but they don't get a run. Gilgrass thinks about half a rounder there. She gets about She gets almost to the other end, but there's no run there. Andrews tossing the ball hand to hand into the right-handed Gilgrass, comes forward, plays that into the leg side but straight to the fielder, and there is no run.
Looks to have really good control here, Andrews. Actually, left arm spinner coming round the wicket.
Yeah.
But it's key, isn't it? Control your length, and in this format, you should be all right. And she's doing a fine job of that thus far.
Yeah, Gilgrass, takes a swipe at that. That's backward of square. She's going to get 4 runs. And lovely boundary there. Took her time. Worked it backward of square leg. In the big gap, across the grass. No risk. And 4 more to the total. Worcestershire 27 for 1 here at Visitor Worcestershire New Road. In the sunshine. We've had the bells this morning already. That's played into the offside this time, but again straight to the fielder. So good fielding positions here. No run. Maria Andrews. Oh, Gilgrass comes forward. Plays it underneath the bowler. Again, no run. Slightly frustrating the batter here.
Yeah, she's looking to use her feet, isn't she?
Yeah, she's trying to look for that gap and the right bounce. They're going to move the field here, so I think they're putting a slip in place. Possibly a gully.
So just the one scoring shot.
Short third. I think she's settled on the ring there. Gilgrass gets wrapped on the pads. There's a big shout, but Ben Peveril says no dice. That's the end of the over. So that's 5 overs gone. Worcestershire are 27 for 1. Gilgrass on 14. Boycott on 7. What are we going to say?
I was going to say one scoring shot from the over, just that 4. Good shot from Gilgrass. Not really much going for that LBW appeal. That's definitely sliding down.
Well, not from here anyway.
Well, yeah. Okay, rest assured, we do have monitors, gang, so we aren't guessing from square leg, but it does make certain elements of it slightly more logistically challenged than usual. But we have got ourselves our own purpose-built pod here in between the 2 pavilions. So if you are in range, come and say hello. Come and say hello. It's free to get in today. It's a beautiful day, actually. Clouds apart and got plenty of sunshine. And it's going to be another change of bowling. Caitlin McDonald with ball in hand. Left arm seamer just dabbed away. Really elegant shot that. They're chasing it, but there's no point. Again, it's a really strong area for Claire Boycott, and you give her that sort of room just to free her hands. She just didn't overhit that, Claire, did she?
No, it
just
was beautiful. Like you said, elegant shot down there through third. 4 more runs to their total.
Fuller this time, much better delivery.
Much more respectful, wasn't it? Just dobbed down. There is no run.
Well, there's a left-hander going across the right-hander there. You want to look for that ball that'll move in, but one that will slide across naturally with the angle. But it's about getting that line just right, because Boycott is a good cutter of the ball. 2 boundaries behind square on the offside already. And that one wasn't particularly short, but she still managed to play that just in front of square on the offside.
It's a good pace as well, isn't it? Coming down from McDonald.
Yeah, not the tallest, is she?
She's getting some skid, perhaps.
Yeah, just kissing the surface and has got the ability to hurry the batter, that's for sure. It's Gilgrass now on strike. 14 from 14. Boycott 12 from 12. I make that a runner ball.
I don't do numbers, but I'm with you on that one.
GCSE maths was a long, long time ago.
Yes.
I don't even want to think about it, but
we're not going to count.
No, we're not. Let's not go there. Let's not go there. We don't want to turn it into a counselling session, Claire. You've got better things to do with your Sunday morning.
Tell me about your childhood.
In comes McDonald again. It's, again, it's a good length, good line. And it's respected by Gilgrass.
See, McDonald's been bowling well, so then In the 50 over, she got 3 for 46 in the Gloucester game, including their opener, Hill. So some useful wickets in that game. What she got for us today?
Well, last ball of the 6 overs and the power play. Wrapped on the pad. There's a shout. Looked high, but it gives given. And you say she takes wickets, Claire. You're absolutely right. So that's 2 down for Worcestershire. And actually, that's a really good bit of bowling, isn't it? Gilgrass has to go. It's pitched up, and we did mention a little bit earlier that movement back in. Left arm to the right-hander. And she was adjacent. It looked like he was hitting leg stump. Pitched in line. That's a good bit of bowling. Pittman likes it. McDonald likes it. Finger goes up. And Worcestershire Rapids 2 down, 32 for 2. 6 over power play complete.
Yeah, so
and I think, I mean, neither of these sides are high-scoring teams, but I feel like Derbyshire will be pleased with that for an opening gambit.
Yep. Well, it's unsettling Worcestershire potentially as well with having these regular wickets potentially. We shall see how it goes. See how their middle order get on. So Rhiannon Nolan-Davis comes on for Derbyshire.
And Ruby Davis will be facing up. So
Davies. Yes.
Well, Nolan-Davis was kind enough to double barrel it to make our lives a little bit easier.
But loads of numbers on the back of the letters on the back of the shirt, isn't it? Nolan-Davis, that's a big one.
It's going to cost the club a lot of money, Claire.
Yeah, more letters, more cost, as that's left, and there's a sort of half appeal as it goes straight through to the wicket keeper, but
in hope rather than expectation, wasn't it, really?
Yeah, and there's no run. Worcestershire 32 for 2 here at Visit Worcestershire New Road. Nolan-Davis rounds a mark, comes in over the wicket. Played through the point region. There is no short fielder there, but there is one coming off the rope, and they get in for a single. Another one to the total. 32 for 2, Worcestershire against Derbyshire. And the first of a double header. We've got 2 games today.
Well, yeah, we're going to earn our money, aren't we? But what a fantastic way to spend a Sunday. And look, it makes sense because the level we're at, of course, you know, they aren't professionals. Some of the players on loan are. But it means that, I mean, Worcestershire couldn't field necessarily their strongest side in some of the midweek games because of work commitments.
Double header's always a good idea. Oh, she's bowled her. Stumps bent back there, straight through. So bowling change has paid off for the visitors here. And Falcons get a wicket. Clean bowled, Nolan-Davis.
Well, what was a good start has turned into a fantastic start for the Falcons, isn't it?
Yeah, they're doing well with the ball here.
And
the ball nips right back.
And she liked that as well, didn't she, Nolan-Davis? Big celebration, and why shouldn't she?
So, Worcestershire are 33 for 3.
Well, all the threes.
Yes, indeed.
Good for Graham Gooch, not so much for the women's Rapids at the moment. If you're of a certain vintage, you'll know what I mean.
Wow, 33 for 3 in the 7th over here. And we're going to see, this is Beach coming out, is it? Sophie Beach.
It is Sophie Beach. Davies. A couple of Beaches.
Yeah, a couple of Beaches.
And why not?
There's lots of Boyces and Bryces and things in some other teams as well. That's kind of interesting. So Sophie Beach, she got 36 not out against Yorkshire in that victory in the 50 over. So what's she got for us today? She looks standing and waiting. Oh, straight through to the wicket keeper. And there is a no run.
Good take from Pittman as well, because a little bit of width, but it's just moving as well. Moving away. Good keeper, Megan Pittman. And, standing up to seamers
Yeah.
Always tricky. Mark of a good gloves person.
Yeah. Oh, straight through again. And there is no run again. 33 for 3. Worcestershire.
Well, just nagging away outside off stump. And at the moment, Beach is offering a bat, but there's not really any... there's not a lot of intent there, defensive or otherwise.
Yep. Right arm over. Beach plays that down. It is to the fielder, but they're going to get through for a run. Chance of an overthrow, but it's well backed up by the Falcons players, and that's the end of the over. So another over gone. 7 overs done. Worcestershire are 34 for 3. Boycott holding her end here for 13, and Beach just off the mark there with the 1.
Right, and at that mark, I will kindly move out the way because we've got Polly Starkey with us, and I think, quite frankly, people would rather listen to her. So, broadcaster and journalist Polly Starkey will be making way to the commentary box in just a moment.
Thanks, Jim. We've got the sun coming out here at Worcestershire. We've had the bells from the cathedral. We've got the flag on the top there. Seagulls are wheeling around.
Hello, Claire.
Hello, Polly. Lovely to see you again. We've been chasing each
I
other
know,
around the
we
country,
have
haven't we?
really.
We were at Taunton yesterday for the England game with a rain delay, but they did get a game in and they won as well. So
Before that, we're in Leicester as well.
yeah, been round. They got a burgle the run there, Polly. Off Darlow's bowling.
Adriana Darlow bowling her second over from the New Road end. Captain Boycott on strike. This one's just defended for no run. 35 for 3. What a lovely delivery from Rhiannon Nolan Davis earlier to take that wicket. It was
Came in
beautiful.
big style, didn't it?
I love watching the replay. Just the way it nipped back was excellent. Darlow in again. This one might be a run from that one either.
So what did you make of that first bit then, Polly?
I've been really impressed with Derbyshire so far. I think they've had a really tough time in all competitions so far, but actually I think this is probably the best performance they've put in so far in just the early stages, as this one's been pushed into the offside. A run through for a quick single. 36 for 3. So yeah, and I think the thing with Derbyshire, they on the whole, they've got a young team, especially compared to other squads. I think a lot of the teams in Tier 2 have young players, and then players who have come down from the regional setup, who are perhaps towards the back end of their career. And once again is Darlow, and that's played straight back to her. So they have to deal with a lot of challenges, I think, because of that. You've got players who haven't played much cricket at a high level and are perhaps in academies or EPPs. As Darlow's in again. It's stumped, but won't be a wicket. Back in her crease safely was Jess Beach, and that's the end of the over. 36 for 3. So I think, Derbyshire, yes, the results haven't gone their way, and I think they've also been given a tough hand having to play Yorkshire so many times. Yes. I think they've played them 3 times so far, obviously one of them being in the T20 Cup, which is obviously a knockout competition, so it was always going to be quite difficult for them. But actually, from what I've seen so far, and this is my first time seeing Derbyshire this season, I think there's a lot of promise there, and there are lots of. I think bowling is probably their strength over batting from what I've seen with their previous results. But they have a lot of young bowlers coming through. Maria Andrews being one of them. She's just a teenager, but she's even today I've been really impressed with her.
Yeah, and they will. I mean, you make a good point that a lot of them are youngsters, and they'll have been perhaps in academies. Clark comes in again. It goes to point. It's a catch. It's a great catch. It's right in front of us. She takes that off the floor, inches off the ground. It was dipping. It was a good catch there. As we see this again, it's carved to point, and that's a great grab. We've got a good view of that right in front of us. So unfortunately, that's another Worcestershire wicket down.
I think that was Caitlin MacDonald with the catch.
Caitlin MacDonald. Yeah.
It was a fantastic bit of fielding. It was really quick reaction, and this is dominance from Derbyshire.
Yeah.
I'm so impressed.
Doing well with the ball here.
Worcestershire now 4 down.
Yeah, they need to dig in here. So Amy Wheeler, we talked about the loan system. Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting because this is tier 2 cricket, and the tier 2 cricketers who, you know, they'll get a match fee, I imagine, but they are largely amateurs in youngsters. They're going to see people like Amy Wheeler come and get the opportunity to see what being a fully paid professional looks like, what the work ethic is going to be like, what's expected of them on and off the pit field. So yeah, and Amy Wheeler's from she's in
the Blaze Academy.
She's Blaze Academy, but she was also a product of the ACE program, which is Ebony Rainford Brent's program to get more Afro-Caribbean players back into the game.
Yeah, so her contract with the Blaze has been funded by the ACE programme, so it's a scholarship. And I'm sure she'll know plenty of these Derbyshire players.
I'm sure she will.
Similar region.
So plays that forward in front of her, and there is no run. Yeah.
I imagine she'll know quite a few of these Derbyshire players. Obviously, there are quite a few players in the Derbyshire team who have been in Blaze Academies or EPP programmes, so there's a lot of familiarity around that region.
Clark comes in again. Oh, and then it's aborted run. Yeah, so the East Mids players will know each other, won't they? That connection. EPP, we should explain, is Emerging Player Programme. So it's like the old talent pathways.
Yeah.
Various different names for these things. Clark comes in again, right arm over to Amy Wheeler, who's right-handed also. Plays that up in the air, but drops in front of the fielder. So they get one, and they have a slight thought about a second, but decide against it. So Worcestershire are 36 for 4. Go on, what can I say?
Derbyshire, they have a lot of players from all over, really, because of course they're so close to Loughborough University, which is a bit of a cricket hub. So Francesca Clark, for example, one of those players.
That's played through what would be slips, and they get through for a single. Just another one to the total. So Worcestershire 37 for 4. Yeah, because Loughborough has been the cricket centre of excellence for the women, certainly. So that's attracted lots of players. Obviously, lots of university students from Loughborough, a very sporty university. So the East Mids is known for that, as Clark comes in again to Wheeler. Plays it up in the air. There is a fielder underneath it. She's going to take a catch. She is indeed. So Amy Wheeler is caught at long on. It was a lovely shot. It was a great arc, but as we watched, there's a fielder right underneath it. Yeah. And a relatively simple catch as the fielder coming in off the rope to take that one, and Worcestershire another one down. So 38 for 4.
Second wicket in the over for Clark. Fantastic bit of bowling, and I've been impressed with their fielding as well. I think that's an area that is really difficult to develop if you aren't full time, and especially when you've got a lot of younger players. You don't have that same contact time, and I think fielding is really where you see the gulf between teams. And I know in previous games, Derbyshire's fielding has potentially let them down a little bit, but what we've seen today, they've taken catches, and I think they've been sharp in the field as well.
Yeah, and the opposite is also true. The more practice you get in terms of the techniques of fielding, it's always a thing that you can improve. But when you're a student or you have a full-time other job, it's harder to do as much training as we mentioned Yorkshire, full-time paid professionals, so their entire job is to practice their skills and improve. But yes, so another wicket down. 38 for 4. Falcons looking good here, bowling and fielding well, taking their catches. New batter in. Olivia Goff coming in.
He's taken the gloves today as well.
She's born in Worcestershire, so she just plays that down in front of her. There is no run, so a local lass. And that's the end of the over. That's 9 overs down. Worcestershire are 38 for 5. And Beach is on 3, and Goff has only just come in, so she's yet to get off the mark.
2 wickets from that over and just the 2 runs, so a really handy bit of bowling from Francesca Clark.
Nice. And you mentioned that they're young sides as well, and that's the other thing, that they're not fully paid professionals in Tier 2. They are young sides. Traditionally, there might be older players. So in Tier 1, there will be older players who will have that sense of where to place a field, how to change things, the tactics, when to use what, and that's the kind of leadership stuff that they can draw on. So they're learning their trade here in Tier 2.
It'll be Caleb McDonald, who's already taken a wicket so far, the left-arm seamer, to continue. There'll be no run. McDonald, who actually came through the Lancashire pathway, so played all her club cricket and academy cricket up there, and has made the move to Derbyshire this season.
Because you've done quite a lot of comms at Lancashire, haven't you?
Yeah.
Including in the middle of the night.
In the middle of the night, of course, because why else would you, why would you commentate during the day when you can do it at 2 in the morning? 38 for 5.
We should explain that they went on tour to somewhere that was a different time zone. So
yeah, it was India and the UAE as McDonald is in. Slightly lofted into the offside. They'll just get the 1 run. Well fielded. Yeah, so it was the Lancs pre-season tour. So, I mean, to be fair, it was very impressive that they managed to get the stream up and working, because they never know what they're going to find, because it's just small club grounds. So you can imagine in the UK, sometimes you turn up and there's no Wi-Fi or whatever. So, yeah, the pre-season tour at 2 a.m. It's always a fun one, but it feels slightly like a fever dream, and that it never really happened. And yeah, I always feel like I've accidentally turned up in my pyjamas or something. As McDonald is in, pushed into the offside, a shot at the stumps.
Ooh,
He'll go for overthrows potentially. No, they won't risk it.
They thought about it.
There was some thought from Beach and Goff out in the middle.
They need to build a partnership here, don't they? Worcestershire, just to
Definitely.
get steady the ship a bit.
The rebuild has McDonald in again to Beach. And that's Boulder. That's fantastic. The second wicket for McDonald. We'll just have a look on the replay here.
It's very wide, coming in from a very wide angle.
Left arm.
Oh,
and that's whipped the bail off. Goes between her leg and the bat.
straight through. Oh dear, they're ripping through this, and we aren't even at the halfway stage yet, Polly.
40 for 6.
It's a really wide run-in.
I noticed that on the
Left arm.
replay, because you can't necessarily see it
Can't see
from
it from
our
here.
angle. But yeah, she comes in diagonally.
Oh, Jim's just saying it's Bob Willis-esque. It is from a very long, wide angle. I'm trying to think of someone in the women's game, because even someone like Grace Ballinger, she's got a very distinct run up at the Blaze, but it's not round from quite that far.
It's
So
interesting.
we're going to think about that now, aren't we? I'm trying to think who comes that way. Well, Katie George at the Bears, she comes from quite a long way, and she's left-handed as well.
it
Coming
must
from
be a
that sort of
lefty
angle. Yeah,
thing.
maybe it's a lefty thing. Yeah, maybe.
So 40 for 6. Poppy Davis, the new batter at the crease. Also, she ran Manchester Marathon. Did it way faster than me. But
Polly is a marathon woman.
she did the marathon,
Yeah.
and she was fantastic. She's a bit of an athlete, really. She's triathlons as well.
Oh, that's something to aspire to, Polly.
McDonald in, and that's going to race away to the boundary. Not sure if she's got something on it.
No.
Oh, just crosses.
Just beaten. Well, it nearly ends up in the plastic sheet in there, bless her.
And the fielder
Down
does
there. The
almost too.
fielder very committed, shall we say,
Yeah.
down there at the Diglis end.
So 44 for 6. Poppy Davis starting with the boundary from her first ball. Finds the keeper. It's interesting seeing that Liv Goff will be taking the gloves today for Worcestershire, because you've also got Gwen Davis and Poppy Davis,
Yeah,
who
lots
are
of
both
wicket
wicket keepers. So
There's something about the West Midlands, because Birmingham Phoenix
Well,
have got far
exactly.
too many wicket keepers in
Yeah.
their women's sides as well.
plenty at their disposal. McDonald currently 2 for 12. This is nudged into the leg side for no run. So we'll finish the over 45 for 6 after 10.
We're at
And
halfway, Polly.
Halfway.
You know what that means, don't you?
It's time for the Claire
It's
Jenkins
time for
formula.
the Jenkins theory. My theory. It works in the women's. Well, I like to think it works in the women's game. My theory is that at the halfway stage, it's double plus 20, which would make Worcestershire aiming for 110 at the end. It's kind of a useful measure. It's not always right, but you get some idea of whether it's front end, back end loaded with the bat. So we shall see. So it's something to watch out for.
I do think it tends to work. I think the slight caveat is the wickets column, and I think that's so. With certain teams, I think it depends on their depth.
Nolan Davis in to Goff, who plays that straight to the fielder at short mid-off, and there is no run. Yeah, I mean, it's just a useful guide, and I also use it for the 50 over for the women's game. It doesn't work quite so well with the men's game because they do tend to go into happy hour at the end and start bish bash boshing, so the slightly different arc of their innings as Nolan Davis comes in again. Goff forwards on up on her toes there, but there's no run. Worcestershire 45 for 6 into the second half of the innings now, into the 11th over here at the Visit Worcestershire New Road.
Nolan Davis bowling, who is part of the Blaze Academy and actually went on pre-season tour with them.
Well, it's a name that I recognise from previously. That's played. Oh, it's another catch! Oh, straight to the fielder at short mid-off. They practiced that one before. She got her hands warmed up, and the ones a couple of balls before went across the ground to her, and she was ready for the next one. Plucks that just again, inches off the floor, but straight to the fielder. So they're getting their field right here, Polly. Getting them stood in the right place as Goff is caught.
That is superb. I'm so impressed with Derbyshire today. To have Worcestershire 7 down just after the halfway mark is outstanding. There's been some really good bowling on display, but for me, it's the fielding. It's the catches we've seen being taken. That's superb. That's a great bit of fielding, just diving onto her forearms.
She had some pre-warning because she'd fielded the last 2 balls, hadn't she?
Yeah.
But they were, as I say, they were along the carpet, so one came to her and she took it. So opportunities taken, that's the other thing, being in the right place and then taking those opportunities. So Nolan Davis impressing here with her bowling.
And I suspect Derbyshire will be keen to get the job done and bowl Worcestershire out quite quickly. They've got them 7 down. Worcestershire having only scored 45 runs.
Because the other thing about Nolan Davis, looking at some of the 50 over games that she's done, she's been bowling out openers and getting some good stats in there, so taking key wickets as well as important wickets here today. She comes in again. Oh, is that going to be out as well? Is that a clean bowl? We're going to look at the. Is that a clean bowl as well? God, two and two. We're on a hat trick. Nolan Davis, clean bowls the next one, straight through again. Middle and leg, bent back. Bales flying, another wicket I'm afraid for Worcestershire. And find themselves 45 for 8 against Derbyshire Falcons here at Worcester New Road.
I rarely am slightly speechless, but I think this is
one of those. But it's
really shocked
pace
me.
bowling, 2 clean bowls. You don't often get that back to back. And whether there's any mysteries in the pitch here, there was a bit more movement again on that ball. But straight through again. Unfortunately, clean bowled.
Yeah, 45 for 8 after just over 10 overs. 2 wickets in the over, so we've had 2 different overs where there have been 2 wickets within those 6 balls.
Yeah.
So
Nolan Davis on a bit of a run here. So we've got a hat-trick ball here at Visit Worcestershire New Road. This is exciting. First double header. First of the Vitality Blast games here for Worcestershire. Derbyshire have had a game, but Worcestershire's first game in the Vitality Blast here at New Road. New batter going to keep this out. And it goes straight through. Yes, so we've lost the hat-trick ball, Polly, which Worcestershire will be well pleased with. Beach facing up to that. Straight through to the wicket-keeper, but not pinging the stumps on this occasion. In again. Pacey run-up straight through to the wicket keeper, and there is no run. And that's the end of the over. So 11 overs gone, and Worcestershire are 45 for 8 against Derbyshire Falcons here in the Vitality Blast. Visit Worcestershire New Road. Got some sunshine here. It's a great place to bring a picnic. It's free entry today, so if you are local, get yourself down here and enjoy some sunshine and some cricket. We've got 2 T20s back to back as Worcestershire take on Northants Steelbacks this afternoon. That starts at 2:30, so 2 games back to back.
It was a beautiful day for cricket. I love New Road with the cathedral in the background. Yeah. It's always nice and quiet here as well, nice and calm. But there's a lot going on the pitch as Worcestershire find themselves 45 for 8 against Derbyshire. It will be Adriana Darlow to continue. It's just pushed into the leg side for no run. Quickly picked up, and you say it's been very impressive fielding here from Derbyshire. They're not letting them go. Taking their catches as well. Darlow in again. Sent into the offside. We'll scramble through for the single, so 46 for 8. We were speaking about Yorkshire earlier. I think Adriana Darlow has come through the Yorkshire pathway. I know she plays her club cricket up there previously. Okay. So once again, another player who's kind of moved around and found Derbyshire as a new home. 46 for 8. Darlow 0 for 11 so far. It's just pushed into the offside. Slightly misfielded, so they'll get the 1 run. But the captain taking responsibility bowling here, Darlow. Poppy Davis on strike as Darlow's in. Sent behind, fielder in pursuit, so they'll just get the 1 run in the end. It's just Derbyshire have done well to kind of keep control of the game, and yes, they've got wickets, but actually they're being pretty economical as well. And as we've said, their fielding has been fantastic. So almost done 3. And again, and whip the bails off.
Yeah.
But
keen wicket keeping there.
Yeah, Beach is back. 48 for 8. As Darlow heads back to top of her mark. Takes a few steps. Beach poised. And again through to the keeper, Megan Pittman. So that brings about the end of the over. 12 overs gone, 48 for 8. So just the 3 runs from it. We should also explain with the women's Vitality Blast, the things that are different. Well, first of all, the women's game, the fielding circle is 25 yards, not 35 yards, as it is in the men's game. So if you hear anyone say 30 yards in the women's game, they haven't done their homework. So 25-yard circle. The numbers inside and outside the circle are different. In the women's game, in that power play that we went through in the first 6 overs, they're only allowed 2 fielders outside that 25-yard circle. And the other thing that's different about the women's Vitality Blast is that there is a bonus point available. And I mention that because given how many wickets that Worcestershire are down, Derbyshire will definitely be eyeing that bonus point. As left arm around and right hander. Oh, it's another bowled, clean bowled. Another wicket goes. Oh, they're dropping, Polly. So Worcestershire lose another wicket. Left arm spin, sort of floaty ball and straight through, and the wicket's clean bowled. Goodness me. So Worcestershire 48 for 9 against Derbyshire Falcons. Yeah, I was just talking about the bonus point. They will definitely be eyeing that bonus point, won't they now? Yeah, 9 wickets down, just the 1 required to bowl Worcestershire out. And as I've said before, this is not what I was expecting today with Derbyshire, who haven't found a win in any competition so far. And they're on the verge of bowling out Worcestershire, who, with a side that emphatically beat Yorkshire at the start of the season, so nothing is predictable.
We see Flora Birtwistle come to the crease. Now I know that Rosa Simpkins very keen on Flora's bowling. She named her as one of the players to watch in terms of when she's got a ball in hand. She's going to face with a bat. Worcestershire are 48 for 9 here in the 13th over at New Road. So Derbyshire all over Worcestershire, I'm afraid, at the moment. Andrews to continue. Left arm. Tossing it from hand to hand. Round, over the wicket this time. It's a left-hander who just plays that straight back to the bowler, and there is no run.
48 for 9, the score remains. Andrews has done well. The 1 wicket, just gone for 6 runs.
Yeah, but will come back and thumps that into the leg side, past the fielder, and they're going to get a single there. It looked like it was coming this way when she took that big shape towards our pod, which is a sort of square leg here, New Road. Missing the fielder there, so they get a run off the bat there. Worcestershire 49 for 9, 13th over, halfway through. Andrews in again. That's just dobbed down, and there is no run. We've got some crowd in here. Hope we've got the sun cream on. It's a nice day out there. It's in the sun. It's pretty nice. As that served again, played into the leg side. They're going to get 4 runs there, Polly. Are they? Yes, they are. Oh, 4 runs off the bat. I'm relieved.
It's the first boundary in a while.
Yes, the first boundary in a while. Beautifully played there, backward of square. 4 more runs for the total. So we get the 50 up for Worcestershire. 53 for 9 against Derbyshire Falcons. Andrews decides what the response is to that. She comes round the wicket to the right-hander. That's played defensively down, straight back to the bowler. That's the end of the over. 13 overs gone. Worcestershire are 53 for 9 here at New Road. And I'm gonna have a little rest after all those wickets, and I will hand you back to Jim.
So 53 for 9 of Worcestershire against the Derbyshire Falcons in the first of 2 T20s. Up next will be Worcestershire against Northants. 13 overs gone, 7 remain.
Right, Polly, let's have a chat. I left you with the score on 34 for 3. What on earth has gone on? I'll leave you two alone for half an hour. It's 53 for 9. What a fantastic all-round bowling performance this has been from the Derbyshire Falcons, as you say, struggling to get a win. But they've been economical. They've been, well, wicket to wicket's been really effective, and more importantly, their outfielding, the catching's been fabulous, isn't it?
Yeah, they've really held on to those catches and taken those opportunities, which they haven't perhaps done in previous games. So it's really good to see that improvement. But this is just a fantastic display of bowling and fielding from Derbyshire. As McDonald, 2 for 12 so far, is in. This one defended for no run. McDonald's been superb with those 2 wickets, but so has Rhiannon Knowling-Davis, 3 for 2 so far, and Francesca Clark, 3 for 14, as well as Maria Andrews getting the 1 wicket in the previous over. McDonald in again, and that's Boulder, and that is job done for Derbyshire in this first innings. 53 all out of Worcestershire, and that is superb from Derbyshire. They're the real underdogs across all competitions, and they haven't found a win so far in Tier 2, but this has been exceptional with the ball. 53 all out.
Well, I mean, that's a comprehensive bowling performance, isn't it? To not see out 14 overs. And it's a rather sorry-looking scorecard from a Rapids perspective. Only Boycott and Gilgross really troubling the scorers. It's a good catch to get rid of Boycott as well, one of the favourite areas behind square on the offside. But it does mean that the Falcons are going to have a very, well, they'll fancy their chances, won't they, Polly?
Yeah, it'll be an interesting one actually, because I mean for Worcestershire I was so surprised just because they do have the batters, they've got the depth, so for them to be bowled out so quickly is a bit of a shock. But you know, we know Derbyshire are more of a bowling side, and I think that will make it interesting in the second innings, because they don't have that batting depth. Yes, I believe they can get 54 100%. I definitely would back that, but it's one of those that it's such a low scoring game that could it be one that they kind of mess up the run chase? We'll have to see, and they do have the talent. They do have, you know, you've got Lara Shaw at the top of the order who's been so good so far this season. I think, you know, if the pitch is doing something, they'll obviously know that now. They'll be cautious of that. But yeah, this is a huge opportunity for Derbyshire to get their first win in such a tremendous way.
Well, it's a fantastic performance. 53 all out from 13.2 overs. At one point, 31 for 1. It became 40 for 6 in that little spell of really tight medium pace bowling, particularly. To the tail of the tape, it's Gwen Davis made 1, bowled Clark, caught Allen. Boycott and Gilgross both made 14 apiece. Actually looked pretty good doing it as well, but Clark accounted for Boycott and McDonald took care of Bryony Gilgross. Really good bit of bowling, full swinging in, trapped her LBW. And then essentially the Timbers were rattled plenty, weren't they? We saw a lot of batters being bowled. So Ruby Davis bowled by Noling Davis, Beach was bowled by McDonald, Andrews bowled Poppy Davis, and McDonald bowled Burt Wilson. In between those, it was Amy Wheeler actually who danced down the wicket. Really nice shot, but you felt she's got the ability to hit a long ball, but you think in the context of the game, just get yourself in. I know T20 is a bit of a dash, but sometimes a rebuild is what's necessary. So it was a very handsome shot, but it got her caught down the ground by Noling Davis, bowled by Clark, and then Noling Davis accounted for Liv Goff, who'll be keeping wicket today, caught by Andrews. So the bowling figures: Clark 3 for 14 from 3 overs, Andrews 1 for 11. She got a wicket towards the end, bowled really well without reward, got a wicket in her final over. Darlow, the skipper, the only bowler used that was wicketless, 3 overs for 13 though, so she was miserly. And then McDonald, how about this, Polly? 2.2 overs, 3 for 12. Noling Davis, 2 overs, 3 for 2. I mean, that's just ripping the heart out of any side, isn't it? Bowling figures like that. And we didn't even see the young leggy as well, Gemma Rose, talented prospect. She didn't even get a bowl.
Exactly, yeah. I think Derbyshire did so well to manage the bowlers in the way they did, and that's what I was impressed with, their field setting and the choices of bowlers as well in the order they did. Obviously, they would have planned to play out the whole 20 overs, so to get it wrapped up in just over 13 overs is exceptional work.
It sure is. So we're not too far away then from the Rapids taking the field, as we see Porter just in front of us, getting some throwdowns. I thought she might well open the batting. It's a long ball. Has been used mainly in the middle order, but they've tried her at the top of order, and was the only batter really that was successful in the 50 over stuff against Yorkshire. Of course, both these sides have been on the wrong side of Yorkshire in years gone by. But it's a tricky spot for the Rapids, isn't it? The way the season started and how they feel now. And, of course, they've got to play the Steelbacks, who they'll be quite sick of seeing, I think, after being beaten by them in the 50-over stuff and, indeed, the knockout T20 County Cup competition. We see Claire Boycott, new skipper, surveying, and Amy Wheeler particularly going through the motions. It'll be interesting to see how Worcestershire go, because it's been all changed for the Rapids in terms of their bowling attack as well. So this is new territory here with the new formation and new system, where Worcestershire are in Tier 2, and we've seen a lot of players move on to Tier 1 sides. So the likes of Emily Arlott, who's got England recognition, Hannah Hardwick, who is back here on loan, doesn't play in this game though, and Karis Pavley, who's England under 19. Now with Birmingham Bears, Amy Campbell's gone up to Yorkshire. Ellie Anderson, really promising fast bowler as well, now down in Somerset. So with Sarah Glenn moving a couple of years ago back to her native Derbyshire, of course England leg spinner for many years, they've had to rebuild this bowling attack, Polly. So it'll be interesting to see how they go.
Yeah, they've had a lot of change, but I think what's really exciting are the young players coming through. We can see Phoebe Brett warming up there, who's just 17 and played in the Under-19 World Cup with England, and she's such an exciting prospect. And you've also got Bryony Gilgrass as well, and then of course Amy Wheeler who's on loan. So there's just a real mix in there. So it is exciting. They've got a lot of spin as well, which I'll be excited to see.
Well, that's it. We've got 2 left-arm spinners. So Phoebe Brett, who's been excellent actually in all forms, and you're right, she's had that England recognition. And Flora Birtwistle as well, another left-armer, very different in style. She'll try and get that ball up and fall and above the batter's eye line. And we've seen the 2 of them tie teams in knots before, but my goodness, they'll have to go some to try and get out of this one. Top scorers with the bat, 14 apiece for Boycott and Gilgrass. No one else getting past 5. I should mention actually with the bowling attack that Jess Beach as well. We do expect to see some of her good big hooping swingers. So we know that Derbyshire can be fragile with the bat. We know that Worcestershire's strong hand is the ball. But I think the toss, good toss to win. And you just feel that Worcestershire didn't manage the situation very well, and really batting out the overs. We've seen that 100, you can defend 100 in this competition. So they'll have to go some here. But what we'll do is we'll take a couple of minutes breather. We can have a cup of tea and think about our life choices, and we'll be back with the Derbyshire reply in just a couple of minutes.
difference. That's such a chunk of runs. So even if you can just find kind of where the short boundary is.
Well, it's going to be a real test of captaincy, isn't it, here? Because they need wickets to win this game. They've got to bowl them out. But protecting those boundaries, as you say, Paul, is going to be key as Wheeler's in again. Cut away well as well. That's going to be fielded by Phoebe Brett. Beat Gwen Davis at backward point. It was really nicely timed as well. But actually, fielder's in the right place. So what was a boundary-worthy shot? They'll only get one. But it means Pittman's off the mark as well. Wicket-keeper batter coming in at number 3. She had a good day with the gloves. Fuller this time. And it's going to be another wide.
In the context of this game, you just really can't afford extras because, you know, they count significantly. 47 runs to win. And it's 7 for 1, but only 2 of those runs have actually come from the bat.
Well, she wants to get out of this over. Does Wheeler. Again, it's a play and a miss. But you're right, you can't afford to give away runs. And unfortunately, that's what Wheeler's doing. It's another couple of extras. 7 for 1 the score. In what would otherwise be considered a phenomenal start.
It's been pretty slow from Derbyshire, who are now behind the required run rate by just a little bit. They've made up runs with Shaw and Pittman both getting off the mark, albeit just on 1. And Phoebe Brett, who bowled a wicket maiden for her first over, is continuing from the new road end into her action to Pittman. Just defends that tentatively, so there'll be no run. I do like the start of Brett's action where she kind of flicks her arms out. It reminds me a bit of quite a few years ago when Alex Hartley was bowling, and she used to do like the angel wings, flicks her arms out and then arms up, as Brett's in again to Pittman.
Yes, that kind of that lifting up the elbows.
Yeah.
There's a little Moeen alley to it as well.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, it's certainly more elegant. If you've seen Dan Lawrence twirl a few, there are a few. But yes, it is. It's very distinctive, isn't it, from side on?
It's been hit into the air, and it's going to go all the way for 4. That's the first boundary. That is superb from Pittman. Precisely what Derbyshire need.
Well, all they've got to do is wait for a bad ball, haven't they? And Phoebe Brett's been absolutely on the money, but she's just dragged that one down. And with the fielding restrictions, just swiveled on that. Got plenty of bat, and nothing that Davis could do about it.
11 for 1. Pittman now 5 from 6. As Brett comes in, and that's defended into the pitch. 11 for 1 the score remains. .43 runs to win. Oh, ahead of the required run rate are Derbyshire, thanks to that boundary. And this is a lovely drive. It will find the fielder inside the ring. That was a decent shot in terms of technique and just showing a bit of promise from Pittman. Brett past the umpire. That's just
good forward press, that, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Good forward press. Good to see technique still very much part of the T20 game. And Phoebe Brett, it's another really, really good over, but that's all it takes, 1 boundary. And 11 for 1, 43 required, 16 overs to get it in. So run rate, strike rate, well, it doesn't matter at this point. It's can Worcestershire inflict suitable damage? I think we're going to see Beach. So Jess Beach got the ability to extract movement through the air and off the seam as well. Expect her to use a bit of the width of the popping crease and bring that ball out and swing it back in. to the right-handers. Shaw, a watchful 1 from 12 deliveries. In comes Beach then. And that's going to be a costly start. It has moved, but it started from a straight position, so it's just fired down the leg side. Nothing that Liv Goff can do about that. You can see the shape. I think Goff will be disappointed not to get a mitt on that, really. And it's more extras.
As I said, they can't afford those extras, and especially if it's going to go for 5.
But you can see that movement in. When she gets it right, she's a real handful, as Jess Beach, but she does have to get it right. And again, watchful from Shaw. And it's a genuine play and miss there, looking to take a step down the wicket. I think she's starting to get a little bit frustrated here. It's lost her shape, trying to play a rather expansive... It's almost cross-batted, wasn't it? Wheeler likes what she sees. More encouragement for Jess Beach. That's skewed up in the air, chance of a catch. Davis underneath it, and that's the second wicket. An important breakthrough, and she gets plenty of adulation from her teammates. Beach likes it, and why wouldn't she? 16 for 2 the score.
Poor choice of shot in the end, and a simple catch for Gwen Davis. So 16 for 2.
Yes, Beach, 4-1.
Well, I mentioned just previously the frustration starting to show. Even if you're chasing down a low score, if you're opening the batting, you want to feel bat on ball, don't you? And played a shot that wasn't there. It was a bit too tight. Not enough room to free the hands. And a false shot, a good catch. And a difficult time, wasn't it, for Shaw?
Yeah, I couldn't quite get going. Batter, but just, I think it's one of those things. But Pittman's in, 5 from 9, and joining her is Natasha Allen. So 16 for 2, halfway through the 5th over.
Beach then into Allen. Wrapped on the pads, big shout. They like it. Umpire unmoved. With that pronounced movement, it's hitting in front, but I think it's going down legs. That's a good decision. With that pronounced movement in, it's got to be absolutely bob on. Causing problems here though, Jess Beach. In again. Again, Fuller looking for that little dab, that little run down to third man. But no connection. You see what Allen's trying to do there. Just try and get off strike. Last ball of Beach's first over. We want to get out clean. Didn't start so well. Dropped into the offside in the end. Expensive with the extras, but that all-important wicket. 16 for 2 the score, 5 overs gone, 38 still to win. And the way they're moving in the field, there's plenty of energy. I still think they fancy this, Polly, and you've got to admire them for it. Why not? If you want a guaranteed outcome, go to the theatre. But this is top-end sport, so anything can happen.
I will say at this stage, in the previous innings, Worcestershire were 27 for 1, so anything can happen, really.
Well, we saw with the men's side last night up at Trent Bridge, the mess they got into in the first 7 balls, 2 down, looked all over the place. but ended up recording a really impressive victory. 25-run margins, plenty at this in this format. As Phoebe Brett's back into her work, I feel like she might well bowl out here, Paul.
Yeah, Phoebe Brett, who is an essential part of the bowling lineup for Worcestershire and took the first Derbyshire wicket as Brett's in again. Just through to the keeper. 16 for 2. So Pittman on 5 from 11. You've also got the 10 extras in there too. Brett to Pittman. Just turns us around the corner but won't be able to find a run.
Well, in this sort of situation, your bowling plans kind of go out the window. You just think, who's going to get me a wicket? Who can I trust? And give them as many opportunities to get at this Derbyshire batting lineup as possible.
Brett in again. This one just flicks into the leg side. They're shy at the stumps, but they'll get through comfortably. So another run to the total. 17 for 2, 37 runs Derbyshire require to see victory over Worcestershire after bowling them out for 53 in the first innings. So it will be Natasha Allen on strike to face Worcestershire's Phoebe Brett. This one has a bit of air. There's a slight misfield, but they won't be able to get run. I think that was just a bit of confusion. I think that was Gwen Davis who kind of lost the ball at her feet.
High full toss is quite hard to hit, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, it did just dip below the waistband, so no ball, but not that easy to clatter away.
Breton again, better ball. This time cleanly fielded by Gwen Davis. So 17 for 2 at the end of the over. I'm going to make way for Claire Jenkins.
Well, the opening 6 overs will often tell you plenty about a game of cricket in this format. And 17 for 2 is the score, and thank you to Polly as Claire makes her way back in to the commentary position. So, what do you make of the Derbyshire reply?
The way you say that, I love that phrase about if you want to know the end, if you want to know it's going to have a distinct ending, go to the theatre, because sport is not like that, is it? There's a big rap on the pads there.
There's not much there from Jess Beach, though. That's always telling. What's the wicketkeeper saying? What's the bowler saying? And I think that was a shout in hope rather than anything, as those big hooping in-swingers mean that, again, it's going down leg side. So
she's moving it too much, isn't she, for that sort of
well,
thing?
sometimes that can be the case. I think with Jess, it's just finding that variation and keeping the batter honest with a straight on or one that'll just move away. But she's doing a good job for her side here. And again, Pittman struggling to pick the ball up here as she comes in wide of the crease and then hoops it in. It's a test of your technique, certainly. And you feel, actually, the real shame here is that we've had 10 extras for this 17 for 2. And if they'd have managed to just keep a lid on those a little bit more, 10 for 2 feels rather different after 6.2. Anyway, in comes Beach again. Drive, it's uppish and it's straight to mid-off, so Wheeler will do the fielding. And you can actually start to feel, as the time ticks on, we saw with Shaw opening up, Claire's, that the frustration of not being able to get the ball away. And it may be at the power play, but I think the fielders are going to stay up here and just keep this tight. They can't afford singles. It's all or nothing. It's a tough ask here for Claire Boycott, new captain. And that's down the leg side. It's going to be a wide. It's another one to the tally. And for context in this game, we've had 6.5 overs and Worcestershire have conceded 11 extras in their batting lineup. Only 2 players made it past double figures.
Yeah, I mean, you will get that in Tier 2. There will be lots more extras. These are they're not fully paid professionals, so the nerves, etc., will be kicking in.
That's a good square drive. Phoebe Brett will do the fielding. Out in the deep on the offside. Pittman takes another single, so Allen on strike, still yet to score. Very difficult to get off the mark in this game, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean that's why that's why I made the point about you've got to see what happens in the second half, really. How's the strip playing, etc.
That's a genuine edge. That's going to race away, and it should be enough to beat Phoebe Brett. Will she get there just in time? She will. That's a good chase by the young spinner. So it means Allen is off the mark in an unconvincing fashion, though, it has to be said.
Yes.
2 to her name, nonetheless. And they all count 21 for 2. The victory margin is, well, it's getting closer all the time. 33 still required. But it doesn't matter what the shots look like at this point, does it?
No, well, they don't want to give away extras, etc. So.
So, solid bit of fielding off her own bowling. Not quite timed by Allen.
So you've got a sort of overcast day, so you've got to think that that may be helping some of the swing as well.
Well, what we do know is if the Rapids are going to get out of this one, Claire, they're going to have to play impeccable cricket.
They are. They're going to have to cut every single, minimise any boundaries, keep that tight bowling.
Well, they're going at 3s, which again, in any other context, would be a phenomenal effort.
They're ahead of DLS, which is a little bit of a par score as well, isn't it? So DLS is 18, they're already at 21. But they've got to remember they've got the deliveries as that's played backward of square, and you really just slightly miss fields there. As they get through for a single. They've got time, have the Falcons, which is what Worcestershire, I think they rushed themselves. We were talking about this. They possibly rushed themselves and forgot that they've got a few more deliveries. It's T20, but you still can play yourself in. That lovely start to the action there as that's played forwards. You mentioned about the Polly was talking about the Alex Hartley kind of almost like cleaning the windows as she comes in. That you mentioned about Angel's Wings. One of the West Indies bowlers was doing that yesterday against England down at Taunton. It's a lovely lyrical almost run up. So that's played forwards again for no run. We're on the 2s, we're on the 3s early, weren't we? 22 for 2 still here at Visit Worcestershire New Road. Falcons chasing a small total, but these things are never guaranteed as that's played forwards down to long on. It's fielded nicely. Just a single. Another one to the total. Worcester 23 for 2. Falcons 23 for 2 against Worcestershire here.
Well, you get the sense that they don't want to do anything silly against Phoebe Brett. They know that she's pedigree.
Yep.
Only 2 balls left of her spell.
Left arm round straight to Amy Wheeler at backwards square, and there is no run. And Brett, of course, in that famous victory, took 3 for 25 up at Yorkshire at Headingley at the beginning of the season. So, bowling well. Certainly there again, just a defence. And that's the end of the over. So 8 overs gone. Falcons are 23 for 2 here at Visit Worcestershire New Road against the home side are in the field and their blue bibs on the front of their shirts.
Well, that's the end of Phoebe Brett's stint. 4 overs, 1 for 7. Really miserly stuff. And over half of those runs came in 1 strike, didn't they?
Yep.
Pittman pulled her away for a 4. Really, really good stuff from Phoebe Brett. What a talent she is. And Beach is going to continue. She's 2 overs, 1 for 9. We know what we're going to get with Jess Beach. In she comes then. Oh, there's pronounced movement there as well. Watched in the end.
It was. Tash Allen did well to get a bat on that one.
I mean, that's a ball you'd consider leaving, wouldn't you?
Yeah, it's coming in round the corner. You think, oh, better get a bat on that.
That was threatening the top of off stump, so it was watchful. Got a bat down just in time. Again, Allen really struggling to line Jess Beach up. Doing a good job.
Did you mention Jess Beach is in the 50 over against Northants? She took 5 for 30, so Worcestershire will be wanting to channel some of that energy.
Well,
this game and the next game.
That's going to be a wide. That's wayward. Yeah, unfortunately, 5 for 30 would be too much in this context, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
We can't afford five.
No,
5 for 13. We could, yes, but no, you're absolutely right.
We've got 2 games, and Northants are coming on. They won't want to be facing Jess Beach much this afternoon.
Well, it may well be an advantage knowing how surfaces playing in this first game. It'll be interesting as a double header how it affects players' mentalities. So that's to cut away. It's good fielding from Gwen Davis, who picks up quickly, aggressive throw at the stumps, and just keeps the non-striker honest. A couple of high fives from her teammates for it, but you think what feels like is going to actually be a comfortable win for Derbyshire Falcons. If we're honest about it, that these games come thick and fast, and nothing says get over it quicker than you're playing in a couple of hours.
Yes, yeah, this is the day to either take momentum or put it in a box and start again.
No doubt there'll need to be improvement as Beach is in again. Full this time. Good Yorker. Dug out well by Allen, though. Good cricket all round that.
Yeah.
And as we're seeing yet again, it's lots and lots of dot balls.
If I'm right, I'm sure Hypercourse will correct us, but I think to get the bonus point, they will need to do it within 16 overs. I might be wrong with that. Kind of feels like about right. In terms of the something 1.25 or something. I don't do numbers though, Jim.
I don't do numbers.
No, don't do numbers. Rely on other people to tell me those things. I think that was a rough thing. It was 40 overs in the 50 over format.
Well,
I think
I'll be honest with you. I thought it was 16 as well, but with your lack of certainty, I now feel uncertain.
No, you know? Well, I'm pretty certain, but I don't want to be wrong. So.
Don't worry, I'll take care of being wrong for both of us, Claire. In comes Beach, last ball of the over, cut into the offside, but it was more of a dab, really, than a shot in anger. And it means that Davis can do the fielding, and it's yet another dot ball. So, 46 dot balls in this 9-over stint. 46 dot balls.
And that's keeping a lid on it. So
I mean,
Boycott's doing something right in terms of what she's picking to do.
Good bowling, good fielding, but we knew this in the side. We're going to see Flora Birtwistle with her left arm spin, and been very effective. She takes wickets. She'll attack the stumps, gets the ball up high. Claire tries to get that ball above the batter's eye line. She's not afraid of a little bit of flight, but
I was watching. I don't want to say gleefully, but that victory we keep referring to against Yorkshire, where she took 4 for.
Yeah, bowled in tandem with Phoebe Brett, and they were an absolute handful.
Yeah, Yorkshire didn't know. I mean, I was watching; they just didn't know what to do with it, did they? So it's a great name as well, Birtwistle. Oh, brilliant name.
Well, in comes Bertie.
Yeah, left arm around, and they get that into the leg side. Claire Boycott does the field, and they just get a single. They'll want to have a look at this, won't they?
Yeah, that one coming out just a little bit slower than we've seen the other spin bowlers. So she, her natural pace is a little bit slower than people like Maria Anderson and Phoebe Brett that we've seen who can fire it in more.
Yeah. Left arm round again. Oh, thought about coming forward and playing that as a full toss, but instead just pushed it along the ground to mid-on, and there is no run. Falcons 25 for 2.
Little inside edge there, so slightly false shot.
Big swing, straight through. I was looking down the other end of the ground. I thought she was going to connect with that for a minute.
Well, Allen's looking to be aggressive here, and couldn't really reach that under edge. So it's 2 times she's found the edge of the bat.
Whistle in again, and that's defended by Allen. And there is no run. Tash Allen, 23 against Kent, 20 against Gloucester, so she's getting some useful runs for Falcons as Birtwistle comes in again. There's again a change of heart about what shot to play, but it's played to backward square, and they get through for a single. You almost see the change of mind. I think they're not quite sure whether to come forward and play it on the full, let it bounce, and then what's it going to do?
Well, that's the key, isn't it? It's picking the length early, and that's what good batters do. Pick the length early, and you can decide whether you're forward or back.
And that's gone in the air. Is there somebody underneath it? No, it's gone over her head. They're going to get through for... They're going to think about the second one.
It's a drop. It is a drop.
We're going to let a drop.
It's
okay.
Sophie Beach. Yeah, got hands to it.
Disappeared behind the dugout, so I lost trajectory for a bit. And just got the one off it. That's the end of the over, so we're at the halfway stage. 10 overs gone. Falcons are 27 for 2. Allen on 4. Pittman on 10. It's a sort of watchful Derbyshire innings.
Well, I think this is the thing, is that when as Polly was saying, and we were talking a little bit earlier on, when you're not used to winning, when you don't know what that winning feeling is, I think sides that have had better fortune and been in good form this year, I think might be a bit more aggressive and look to kill the game early. But Derbyshire will just want to get over the line. It was a tough chance for Sophie Beach as Jess Beach comes in. Genuine edge, down to third man. Will Brett get there? No, she won't, so that's 4. And that's how the game can change as well. The delivery before. Batter could have been back in the hutch. Next delivery goes for 4. And you feel all the pressure's gone. 49 dot balls in the first 60. Which is an astonishing statistic. Which just goes to show extras and boundaries of what's been getting it done for the Falcons. Well over halfway in this chase. And you feel within those last couple of deliveries the game is slipping away for this Rapid side. What can Beach do about it? It's watchful from Pittman, playing a really good hand for her side here, isn't she?
Yeah, very good. Falcons needing 23 to win. Ahead of the Duckworth Lewis Stern.
Body language just slightly different now. It's more hands on hips. Hoping. It's driven into the offside. And, Gilgrass is there to do the fielding.
Of course, this was the last year. The T20 was the Charlotte Edwards Cup. They have used the Charlotte Edwards Cup trophy for the FA Cup. Put some new, that Polly mentioned earlier. They put new ribbons, vitality ribbons, on the women's county.
Well, they wouldn't buy a new trophy.
And I don't know if they're going to do the same one or they're going to do a different one for this. And they're also using the Rachel for the 50 over for the Metro Bank Cup.
Well, no expense spent. Just
yeah. Well,
look, I mean, if they're thinking about being an eco-friendly recycling,
reuse, recycle.
But come on, that's well, I'm going to call it. It's daft. It's daft. Do better.
Yes, so we're seeing the same lump of metal, as it were, come back round again.
Hey, a handsome trophy is a handsome trophy.
Yeah,
but give me the one I win.
Indeed.
Right, at full. It's good delivery. It's kind of squirted out into the leg side, so a quick single it will be. And Olivia Goff's having a tricky time behind the stumps, not least because, well, the fielders aren't helping her out. Just fizzing the ball in round her ankles is not what you want. So Flora Birtwistle there, apologising. Wasn't a great return ball in. But we're going to see Jess Beach bowl out here. This is going to be a last ball of her stint. 1 for 15. It comes. Oh, I say that. We're going to see one more because it's another extra.
Bonus ball. They can ill afford these extras. I need to keep this tight now. Worcestershire. Rapids.
Dabbed into the offside again. That'll be another dot ball, and it will see Jess Beach's figures of 4 overs, 1 for 16. Again, very commendable stuff. And this bowling unit have not been given enough runs to play with. And John Dyson, head of women's cricket, Derbyshire, strolls around the outfield, very pleased with what he's seeing, no doubt. Again, very relaxed visitors' dugout just in front of us. And we're going to see the continuation of Flora Birtwistle. First over only went for 3. And Pittman, 15 from 27. Real commitment. And no little skill. Oh, that's a terrible piece of fielding.
I imagine Amy Wheeler's going to be filthy with herself.
Well, she's a super talented cricketer and she's proved it everywhere she's been, not least here as well. But it's been a difficult morning for her, hasn't it?
It has. It's been a difficult morning, yeah. Birtwistle, and that's in the air again. Straight to the field, there's a catch! So, Worcestershire get their wicket. Birtwistle gets a wicket there.
Well, Sophie Beach dropped one a little bit earlier with the over before. She doesn't make a mistake this time, and Birtwistle's deserved that as well.
So Pittman goes for 19.
Looking just to finish the game, wasn't she, Pittman? Looking to be aggressive, and Porter can hit a long ball, so she might well look to do this quickly as well.
They've been struggling with that length, as we mentioned. Not sure whether to come forward to Birtwistle and play her on the full, or wait and see which way it's going to bounce, but then have to face whatever deviation it has. So I think they're caught there really in between those several minds, which they have been the last few deliveries from Birtwistle, and then she gets caught. So good wicket for Worcestershire and Birtwistle to make up for that misfield, the last ball. 37 for 3 are the Falcons. They need 17 more to win. They're ahead of the Duckworth Lewis Stern, which is a bit of a par figure.
I don't think they're too concerned about that at this juncture.
But it's just a useful kind of measure, because it does take into account that loss of resources as well. So what can Flora Birtwistle serve up this time to Porter, right-hander, taps her bat. Birtwistle, distinctive action, that's just placed down in front of her. I think possibly onto her foot by the look of where she's stepping away. And there is no run, because this action is very distinct in terms of a kind of hiding the seam position as she comes in around and through, in fact, the umpire. It goes through the batter.
Almost bowled around the legs.
Yeah. Bit of bamboozlement here from Birtwistle.
Yeah, she's bowled well.
Rosa Simpkins said she was one to watch. That's worked into the leg side, backwards of square. The fielder has to come off the rope to get to that. They think about a second, then coming back for that second. And they do get 2 runs, so 2 more to the total.
That ball
nibbling away.
Just a little bit shorter, and it was just good batting there, just dropping deep in the crease, using all of the crease to turn it into a slightly shorter ball to pull into the leg side. It's good cricket.
Birtwistle through the umpire. That's between the umpire and the stumps. That's defended down, and there is no run. So a useful over, even though there was a 4 off it with the wicket. So we shall see. 12 overs gone, and Falcons are 39 for 3. Allen on 4 and Porter on 2. Here at Visit Worcestershire New Road. It's looking a little bit more threatening, the weather, but you know, let's hope that stays away. We don't want any weather here with a double header. Still chance to get down here. Entry's free. Bring a picnic. Come and enjoy yourself.
Well, I think the skipper's going to have a bowl, but I heartily endorse Claire Jenkins there. You should work for the tourist board. Come and do marketing for the club. Absolutely right. Come and grab your lunch. Come and hang out.
Yeah.
And
come and join us. We'd like to be, you know, we've got some spectators in here.
We are seeing plenty of good cricket here, despite the scenario, and Claire Boycott with her medium paces. Liv Goff's going to be up to the stumps, and Birtwistle bowling well from the other end. Miserly figures, a missed field cost of 4. Other than that, she's been dealing in singles and it's fired in by Boycott. Big shout.
Oh, it was a big shout.
Skipper likes it. Again, umpire unmoved. But it should be wicket to wicket.
I like Gwennon Davis's enthusiasm at point, shouting for LBW. You know.
Oh, you got to back your bowlers, Claire.
Especially when she's a captain.
And that's beating the bat as well. Good keeping.
Gwen Davis has got her hands on her head. She's getting very engaged here.
And Claire Boycott is thinking, why didn't I come on sooner? I'm an absolute machine. Really good start from the skipper, though. Big smile on her face as well. Infectious smile. Good company, Claire Boycott. In she comes then. And again, it beats the bat.
This is exciting. I'm enjoying this.
Well, look, you have to hand it to this women's Rapids.
Yeah.
The bowling attack, they are doing everything they can to make this a game, and more power to them.
Let's have some wickets, boys.
It's the impartial Claire Jenkins there.
Yeah.
That's a good shot, and that's all it takes, doesn't it? Just a little bit full, a little bit straighter, lovely on drive.
A good pick up in the pocket down there. Kept that from going for 4.
Yeah, we've seen plenty of good cricket, haven't we?
Yeah. Yes, I've seen Claire Boycott play here for Central Sparks.
It's a very handsome looking shot for none. It's a little bit scratchy at the start. But Alan's got her eye in.
Boycott wanting a few more dots.
It's another good drive. And solid fielding as well. They'll take a single, only 3 off it. And 4 more dot balls.
Worcestershire celebrating the fact that the throw-in took the bails off the bowler's end. Small victories.
Take what you can. Take what you can when you're skittled out for 53.
Yeah. So Falcons need 12 more to win. And it's sort of slipping away from them now, Jim. Worcestershire need a breakthrough. And Flora Birtwistle has certainly been serving up some confusion as she bowls through the umpire to the Derbyshire batters. So what has she got for them this over? Seeking wickets. And again, the batter's in 2 minds there. Tash Allen comes forward, thinks about that full toss and then watches it drop. Defends no run into the 14th over. There was a big hoik at that one and it just sort of nibbles to short square, but they just get through for the single. Derbyshire, remember, need to do this within 14 overs. They've got 5 balls to get those 11 runs. Now it's a head-to-head. So can Birtwistle stop them?
A little game within a game.
Yeah, game within a game, as it were. That's in the air. Oh, just dropping short with the fielder who's running in there. Another dot ball, though, crucially for Worcestershire. Can they frustrate Derbyshire out of this bonus point? 4 more balls to get those 11 runs to win. Birtwistle again. Again defended. This is looking good for frustrating that bonus point off Derbyshire from Worcestershire. Birtwistle really causing some confusion here with the Derbyshire batters. It's played straight to the fielder again. Another dot ball. Well, barring some extras here, they're not going to get that bonus point. 1 more ball from Birtwistle. Derbyshire need 11. And it's a dot ball. So Birtwistle doing really well here for a captain. Keeping that lid on.
Just a single from it, and the dot balls keep flowing. This is what we're into now. This is now my focus and obsession.
This is it now.
Unbelievable stats in this. I can't.
So they're not getting the bonus point here, I don't think. Despite bowling Worcestershire out for, as you mentioned, miserly, potentially descriptive word for the total that they're chasing. Falcons need 11 more to win.
We've had 66 dot balls.
Yeah, and 6
out in
overs
14 overs. It's 11 overs worth of maidens.
How long can Worcestershire keep the lid on here? Visit Worcestershire New Road.
Target is 11 runs away. Boycott with ball in hand.
Captain.
Alan has been watchful, I would say. There's plenty of player misses in that, so it's probably a slight oversell. 8 from 29 deliveries. But she's doing what the women's rapids batters couldn't do, and that is stick it out and do a job.
Yep.
And Boycott's taking responsibility. Skipper with ball in hand. In she comes. It's a decent drive. It's a good effort in the field.
Yeah, spectacular dive.
Bryony Gilgrass there.
Losing a hat in the process.
Yep, there's not a problem I'm ever going to struggle with is hair, hat, admin.
You're not thinking about a ponytail then?
I think those days are long gone. So as I hurtle through middle age, my hairline is
I like
is leaving me behind.
Good.
But if I need to, I'll go full Terry Nutkins. I don't care. When it does go, I'm growing the sides out. That's good Yorker. Well kept out as well. Jam the bat down just in time. Yeah, if you're not familiar, I just realised actually thinking about the audience, young cricketers going, well, who's Terry Nutkins? I'm making cultural references that place me firmly in my 40s. I apologise. I am what I am at this point. In comes Boycott again. And again, solid batting behind it. And the dot balls continue. 4 of them now in this over. But he was a TV presenter famous for the Really Wild show, so wildlife TV programmes in the 80s and 90s. And he was well known for having no hair on top and just plenty of length, shoulder-length hair with a bold pate. There's jammed down the bat on that one as well, and it's squirted away. They'll probably get 2 here. Think about it. I think there was probably 2 there. But they're being conservative, so just a single so far from this over. 1 ball left to go in it.
10 to win.
And it's been an intriguing chase, hasn't it? I can't say it's been an exciting chase, but it's been interesting to see the psychology of 2 teams here. And you feel if Worcestershire perhaps had bowled first, things might have been different.
Yeah, very different potentially.
And again, just worked into the leg side.
But they did win the toss.
Derbyshire won the toss.
Oh, Derbyshire won the toss. Oh, I beg your pardon.
And they played to their strong suit, and that's fair enough. But
yes, that is intriguing, isn't it? Would it have been different if the toss had gone the other way and they?
I think
first, I think it would have been a very different style, wouldn't it?
Worcestershire
given
would.
How well they've had bowled. Sorry.
Yeah, I think there's every chance if Worcestershire get them out for a low score, then it's 2 batting lineups with not a lot of confidence at the moment, and chasing a low total. Your approach is almost decided for you in that sort of context, isn't it? Which does help matters as Birtwhistle's going to bowl out here. 9 runs to win. She's 3 overs, 1 for 10.
Given how she's bowled, it's probably a smart move. She comes in again. Rocks back, plays that straight to the fielder, and there is another dot building. Ella Porter watchful here. Rocks back again, can't get it past the fielder.
71st dot ball.
Oh.
This is the thing, is I know you're a test enthusiast as well, is that sometimes cricket is exciting when nothing actually happens. And trying to explain that to someone who doesn't love cricket is very difficult, but it is true.
So you're excited and nothing happened, yes. Well, that's played straight to the fielder again, so it's going to be another dot ball. And the bails come off, but the batter was in her ground. Enthusiasm there. And Liv Goff. Porter comes back again. Oh, they're going to go for a run. Oh, she's been a bit quicker. Oh, there might have been a chance of a run out.
I think if she keeps her feet, then it's on, isn't it?
Yeah, they're eking this out. So Derbyshire Falcons need 8 to win. They're just 46 for 3, and they're making us work for this, aren't they?
Making sure the punters get their money's worth.
That's right. Birtwhistle has been miserly so far. Just one run, that last one. Again, confusing the batters who are busy, we can see from side on, busy dancing forwards and backwards, not quite sure where to play this.
Just trying to
There's a
cover the
dot
spin
ball.
there, wasn't she? But it was,
Yeah.
again, it was a genuine edge, but soft hands. There was no attempt to play a, you know, a meaningful aggressive stroke here.
No.
I think they're just going to take what they're given.
Tash Allen this time to face. And just dots that down again at the end of the over. So 16 overs gone. Falcons are 46 for 3. How long can Worcestershire frustrate them? Derbyshire need 8 more runs.
I've not seen anything quite like this. I think it's probably fair to say that whoever wins the toss this afternoon is probably going to have a bowl. aren't
Yes,
they?
I think so. Few conditions overhead. The amount of swing that the Worcestershire Rapids bowlers have got as well. You do want to bowl first.
Yeah, it's just
It's a strong suit, isn't it? That's what you want to do if you win the toss, I guess. Porter to face.
it's a wide ball, and it means that from a Worcestershire perspective, the extras they've conceded actually constitute the top scorer
How close
in their
can,
batting line and their batting innings as well.
how close can Worcester Rapids take this? They're going to believe. They still believe.
Well, there's another single there, another misfield as well. Worcestershire have been okay in the field. Not bad, not brilliant. Derbyshire were excellent, actually. Their catching was superb.
How long can they wait? Ooh.
Well, it's not going to be long now.
No, that's a 4. That's taken a significant nibble out of the total that they're chasing here.
Well, interested for a second, wasn't she, Claire Boycott? But there wasn't realistically a chance of a catch there. It's a good strike, and we're one blow away from seeing this out as my laptop decides to go absolutely haywire.
Oh dear.
So the scorecard's going to be interesting in a moment. And it's a player to miss. It's another dot ball.
Bell's going mad this morning.
Well, we've had plenty of sun, but it is somewhat overcast now. Plenty of thick white and grey cloud above our heads as Boycott comes in, driven down the ground. Was that a chance?
It's a dot ball.
Well, that's what we've been dealing in with almost 80 dot balls, which is just astonishing. And you have to hand it to Worcestershire that there's a reasonable chance we might get 17 overs in a reply here.
Yeah.
In comes Boycott again. Played into the offside.
Oh, good
A
stop.
very loud shout of no.
Yeah.
Allen on strike. It's been a stoic 13 from 40 deliveries. This was never about strike rate, though. It was about application, grit, determination and technique, and she's shown it. In comes Boycott, driven down the ground. That'll be one of them. Chance for a run out. They're home, though. It's good running.
Super over anyone? Scores tied.
I mean, if we see 3 maiden overs, Claire, it might go down as one of the most, I mean, it'd be an iconic
Listen,
but completely daft game of cricket, and I'm all in on this. Why not?
Listen, I called the 50 over Metro Bank tie between Warwickshire and Hampshire at the beginning of the season, which had everyone's nerves jangling. So it's possible, even in a longer format.
Well, it just goes to show, doesn't it? If Worcestershire had just found themselves another 30 runs,
or if they'd, as you say, if they'd fielded first, it would have been a very different prospect.
but you've got to play the course you're on.
That's
and
it.
Derbyshire have done. Oh, they've played some good cricket. The bowling was fabulous. Captaincy, I felt they made good decisions.
Yeah.
Rotated.
Allen to face. He's gone for a big strike. It's gone down the middle of them. It's going to be 4. It is. And that's the winning runs there from Derbyshire Falcons. 4 runs to finish that off. They only needed 1, but they got 4. So that's the game.
Well, look,
Victory by 7 wickets for Derbyshire.
Incredible courage and tenacity from this women's rapid side to take it deep and take it into the 18th over. But make no mistake, they've been absolutely outplayed here by a Derbyshire side that weren't really very fancied, Claire. Came into this with not good form, particularly frail batting lineup.
Yeah.
But you just sense with that reply, chasing down a small total, they said, we're not getting beat. It doesn't make a difference how long this takes. We're going to get through and get over the line. And you can see with the celebrations just in front of us in the visitors' dugout. They're absolutely delighted, as well they might be. I mean, the bowling effort from the Rapid side, exemplary.
Yeah, they did well there, didn't they? I mean, but Worcestershire could have done with a bit more of that, the watchfulness that we saw with Derbyshire, as you mentioned. They were determined to win it, you know, however many overs it was, and Worcestershire could have done it with that being bottled and using a bit of that for their batting innings, unfortunately.
Well, let's have a look at the tail of the tape. Worcestershire skittled out for 53. Top scorers joint was Boycott and Gilgrass, 14 apiece. No one else made more than 5, which tells you all you need to know. 3 wickets for Clark, 3 wickets for McDonald, 3 wickets for Nolan Davis, but the bowling unit as a whole were excellent. In reply, it will be marked down as a 7-wicket victory, and it was an emphatic victory, but goodness me, the Falcons were made to work for it. Pittman and Allen making 19 and 18 respectively, but some of the bowling figures here. Wheeler 2 overs for 7, Brett 4 overs 1 for 7, Beach 4 overs 1 for 16, Birtwistle 4 overs 1 for 11, Boycott 3 overs none for 12, and Gilgrass with that one delivery that went to the boundary that concluded proceedings. But the amount of dot balls on show, the fact it took till the 18th over to chase down just over a half-century total, tells you all you need to know. And at 78 dot balls in a bowling performance, and you don't win.
Yeah, I mean, that will be what Worcestershire cling on to, won't it? That they did bowl well, that they did bowl lots of dot balls. But it's going to be tough, isn't it? So got to go again later.
Well, it's a tricky surface, but I mean, this is the thing, Claire. You've played at Derbyshire and at Somerset as well. Experienced cricketer. In a double header like this, if you think you just get a bit of a mullering, you think, great, let's get out there and fix it. We realise what we've done wrong. Haven't got plans, like, let's go out there and get this done. Or do you think, God, that was hard work, I don't fancy this much? What's the mentality? What's Worcestershire's approach here?
I mean, they really need to go away and have a little moment with themselves, I think, individually. And then some good words from the coaches, and then reset, really. And it is that opportunity to put it right. You know, often with these games, you might be, particularly at Tier 2 level, they might not play for a couple of weeks or a week or so, and you don't have that opportunity to go, right, I know what I've got to do, I know what didn't work this morning, I've got to work on. So it is that opportunity to come back. They start again at 2:30 this afternoon against Northants Steelbacks, and there'll be that opportunity to think, this is what I'm going to do the second half. I mean, it will be interesting to see, one, who wins the toss and who fields first and sets the tone for the day, really. So, you know, it's going to be fascinating.
Well, look, the T20 Blast campaign for Worcestershire is well and truly underway. Can they do what the men have done? They got a good old-fashioned thumping on Friday night and came back to a fantastic victory the following day. We don't have to wait that long. We're just going to wait a couple of hours. As Claire says, we start the next game at 2:30, where Worcestershire take on Northants Steelbacks, a side they've played twice already this season, and it's got the makings of a really good game. They'll get to know the surface, they know the conditions well. Home territory, of course. So join me, Jim Dale, Claire Jenkins, and of course Polly Starkey, who's done a fantastic job as part of our commentary team for the next game in, well, just over an hour and a half's time.